Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for all the love and the support that you've shown us this past week with our engagement, with our wedding, with all the pictures we posted. We really feel the love. So we received a lot of questions from you guys asking, well, what happened? What was the details? So we thought we would just give a quick recap of everything that happened this past week. So first things first, we got married. We did. I guess you can start with how you planned everything, or we can start with the courthouse thing. What you want to do?
Yeah, so I can just go into a little bit. Like I said, people kind of like Jayla said, a lot of people have different questions and really want to, you know what I'm saying, just want us to tell the story of kind of what happened, and we just want to use the opportunity to really say, kind of really get a quick recap of the day, and talk about like how God really just came into our situation and really just helped us. He really gave me the vision for everything, and I kind of just executed. So just based on that. So just a little background. So earlier this year, I went on a trip to see one of my line brothers get baptized in Seattle. And on the trip, I actually was discussing with Jeffron. I actually was speaking to him about submitting his plans to God and kind of telling him what to do in his life. We was talking about tithing. We was talking about relationships. And in the moment I was speaking to him, God literally spoke back to me during the conversation and said, I wish you would submit your plans. And it was kind of funny because I'm sitting here trying to tell Jeff what to do, and God's looking at me the whole time. Like, I'd be glad when you do. I do what you're preaching, essentially. So
slow down, baby. Don't say that again. Just slow down.
Oh, you should have stopped in the middle. So once I really accepted that and kind of heard what God had to say, that's when I kind of said, all right, God, what do you want me to do? And that's when he told me, submit your marriage plans. And I kept thinking, my marriage plans? I was like, I already had plans. And he said, that's the point. You never submitted them to me. So basically, me and Jayla always had this idea and this dream that we would get married after she graduates. That's always been the plan. That's what we said 3 years ago. And ever since then, we really never discussed it anymore. That's what it was. And it was one of those things where we got serious with our relationship with God about 3 years ago, and we already made those plans. And when we started maturing in Christ, we never took those plans back to God and let him bless us. So essentially, we were just telling God what we were going to do and asking him to bless those plans. And really, once we went back, I kind of went back and started talking to him about earlier this year. That's when he started kind of breaking it down to me. And then in the meantime, while I'm in Seattle and God's talking to me, he's telling Jayla a couple things too.
Yeah, he kind of on the same wave of submitting the timeline to you. He spoke the same thing to me. So once he got back from Seattle, I told him that I didn't care about being married before graduation. And he was like, wow, okay. Because as he said, we always talked about getting married after I graduated. So once I said that, we both decided that we should go to the courthouse. And yeah, that was kind of in the works. Yeah. And then COVID happened. So of course everything shut down and we didn't really do anything. So once things started reopening, we were like, okay, it's time. We can't keep sitting on this because God told us to do it. So regardless, the courthouse is open, so let's just go do that. So
yeah, so like we talked, that was six to 7 months ago, so in that time frame. And like I said, we had made a decision to go to the courthouse. We had said, look, we're gonna do elopement, we're gonna do this, and this is kind of how it's gonna happen. And we kind of just, that's the decision. We didn't set a date, we didn't set a time. All the thing we said was God told us this year, so we know we're gonna make this happen this year. So I immediately went into planning mode. My first thought was God told me to propose this year, and I kept hearing proposal and okay. So my first plans were to just propose, have an engagement party, and go to the courthouse a couple of days later. That was the first idea. I had a bunch of ideas. I was thinking about doing a helicopter photo shoot. I was thinking about doing some engagement party on the rooftop at a restaurant or a bar.
Which is funny because in my head, I didn't even think we were going to have an engagement period. I was just thinking we were just going to go to the courthouse and that would be it. So him planning in the background, like, of course, from the beginning, he wanted it to be a surprise effect. Something he wanted to be a surprise. So that's kind of where he started planning with everything in. So in my mind, going to the courthouse, I already, I started looking for dresses, shoes, all that. So I had all those things already and I just kept them at my mom's house. And just in preparation for the courthouse, whatever date we said, I was just gonna tell her to come up, bring it, and we would do it that way, not knowing he had some other things going on. So you can tell how you did all that.
Yeah, so like I said, in the midst of planning all these different bunch of ideas running through my head, God really just started speaking to me about what to do. And when I started planning the proposal and then trying to plan the courthouse event, both of our families actually getting to the point where they wanted, okay, I want to be at both. And I was thinking, well, there's 2 events I got to plan. So I was trying to figure out ways, how can I figure out a way to make this the most efficient? I'm an engineer, so I'm always thinking about that. And then God really gave me the vision and said, do it all on the same day. And I heard it so clearly when he told me to do it. He said, do it on the same day, and I'm going to have exactly who I need to be there. And once I heard that, I called my photographer, Ariel, who did a great job.
Oh my
Called
goodness.
I can't wait till y'all see more of the gallery. But I called Ariel and basically told her my plan, told her this is what I wanted to do, and she was on board from day one. Then I started reaching out. I reached out to Jeanette, who was the floor decor planner. Jeanette was everything.
Yeah.
Jeanette was everything. So I reached out to her, and she was ecstatic to do it. She was hype about it, and that's when we kind of setting things in motion. I ended up picking a site in Lake Norman. So what I did was essentially I had 2 locations. I had one just for the style shoot, for the photo shoot. It was a mansion right lakeside, and then we found another mansion where I had the family stay at the whole weekend. They was able to do all the planning, do the setup in the house for the wedding, everything the day before. So it really worked out perfect, honestly. I couldn't have planned it any better. So really, I went into that. I really honestly just let God lead me the whole way. I think this is the crazy part because at first it was just so small. Like it was just in my head, it was gonna be a quick 10-minute wrap up. We get married, go to the court. Like there were so many things I wasn't even thinking about. And I think as along the journey, as we kept submitting it to God, I think he just kept giving me more ideas and more ways to make it better and bigger. And okay, you can invite this person, you can have these people come in. And we was kind of telling this story recently, somebody else during the week. It's like we had our own ideas and our own plans, and the minute we gave it to God, it's almost like he gave us better plans. He gave us a better idea.
For sure.
So it's a story of submission.
It really is. Like once we submitted our plans to him, he was able to release the full blessing on our lives and in that moment for that day. So it worked out perfectly. So just to give a little background of how I was on board for the style shoot. So
yeah,
I was thinking the entire time we were going to a style shoot. So Jeanette actually reached out to Darius via DM and asked him, would we want to participate in the style shoot she had coming up? So she would get a hairstylist, makeup artist, videographer, photographer, and she was going to do some floral work, and she needed that for her portfolio. So she was like, I just need some models and I want to use a couple. Would y'all be willing to do it? And I'm like, of course, like let's do it. So this whole time we had phone calls, Zoom calls with Jeanette, just preparing for the photo shoot. So this entire time I'm thinking, we're just going for a photo shoot. Like, you know, I'm chilling. I'm like excited, like some good professional pictures. We get all the pictures. Like, who would turn this opportunity down? Little did I know. Darius was behind the scenes working. And yeah, so I picked out the dress for the photo shoot and got there, got ready, got my hair done Friday, Saturday morning, makeup, hair, the whole 9 yards. So I'm being pampered. I'm just enjoying the day because I'm just like, it doesn't get better than this in this moment. Like, I was really enjoying every single moment. I didn't have time to think of what could be going on. Like, I was just living in that moment, just enjoying myself. So yeah, I was clueless the entire time. Yeah. I mean, had no idea.
It was so many opportunities I really thought you was gonna catch on. That's the crazy part about it. I was like, she gonna figure this out. I mean, I'm hiding, trying to block people, delete messages out of my phone.
Oh yeah, like that. Oh. He almost got in trouble a couple times because, yeah, he would be in his phone and I would see him delete messages. I'm like, wait a minute, we don't do that now. Like, what's going on? Like, you need to let me know. And yeah, we need to have a conversation. But he was like, nah, it's like when I swipe my card or like messages of like promotions or something. So I'm like, okay. So I'm watching him closely. Like he'll go somewhere like at a gas station. I'm like, let me see your phone. Like let's see what's going on here.
Yeah,
but
I was
he was in the planning stages and didn't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah, I was on a lot of planning really at work, having Zoom phone calls with the photographer, with the videographer. I talked to makeup artist Ty a couple times. I had a couple conversations with a hairstylist who was Kendall out of Raleigh Durham area. So it's just, it really was a lot of secrecy going on.
It really was, and we don't do that. So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was worth it. I think you was totally shocked. Like I was even surprised how shocked she was. I was like, she has to be getting some type of hint of what's going on, but you literally had no idea.
No.
So, but I think like we kept praying. I kept praying forward too. We literally kept praying with God, cover her eyes and cover her ears, that she won't hear nothing, she won't see anything, and you have made this day special and ordained it for us. So I knew in my head, okay, God's gonna work it out. Like no matter what, she's gonna be surprised because God already said it. And I think at that point too, I didn't even care if you figured out a proposal. I knew in my head you would never figure out the wedding the same day. Like that was, to me, I was like, there's no way you ever think that. So once we set the photo shoot and got their things in motion, I had Jeanette Fate reach out to me on Instagram DM and ask us everything. I knew pretty much I should be good to go from that point on. Once Jeanette got involved and kind of helped me organize it, get the vendors together and everything, I was like, yeah, this a go.
Yeah, that's why I believed it. It seemed so believable, her reaching out on Instagram, asking us if we want to do it. From the Zoom calls, like they had everything planned out. She showed me the schedule. And I'm like, this is cool. Like, let's do it. So I had no idea. And even arriving to the second location where he said it was an engagement party, I believed that as well. It wasn't until I went upstairs and I saw the dress that I had picked out for the courthouse that I was like, oh, like this is happening today, like right now. And they were like, yes, J-Lo, come on, like catch on. And I'm like, okay, y'all, calm down. Like it's been a full day of surprises. Like calm down. But yeah, it was really good.
I guess because really at that time, what happened was right after the photo shoot was an hour long, hour and a half, and like the last 20 minutes was where I was planning to do the proposal. So at that point, we had Jayla come out to the front of the house where the door is, and we had flowers up and everything. And we had her basically, I think they told you that we was going to do a walking scene, and I was going to come up behind you, we was going to walk somewhere. So I went back in the house. And at this point, I had her mom, her brother, some of my close family coming in, my cousin, my aunt, and we had them hiding actually in the mansion at this point. So Jay don't even know they're in the house. So I'm talking to them, and they're actually calling me like, Darius, come on. They're like, the photographer, everybody's ready. They're waiting on me at this point. So I run out the door. Then run to the door, walk over there and grab Jaylen. That's pretty much where we did the proposal at. And after that, her family comes out, surprises her. And then after we take a couple of pictures with them, I have them immediately leave and go to the next location. So at this point, Jaylen's thinking like, where are the family going?
Why did they leave so fast? And he was like, nah, we'll catch up with them in a minute. And he was like, my grandparents wanted to be here, but they had to stop by a friend's house. Do you mind if we go there? And I'm like, of course, like I will go there. It's fine. So that's when we were on the way to his grandparents' house or a friend's house, and you blindfolded me and was like, well, my grandparents have a surprise. And I'm like, look now, I can't take any more surprises, but
she thought she was getting a car.
So backstory because of that. His grandparents own a car lot. So I'm like, if it's a surprise, they want to give us a surprise, and we just got engaged, like they're getting us a car.
Oh my god.
And he's like, and he's laughing, and then he blindfolds me, and that's the live video y'all see on his Instagram page of me asking all these questions. I mean, talking extremely fast because I'm so excited, but yeah, that's that video. So we get there and surprise happens, and yeah, the day goes on. It was a perfect day.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful day. Like I wouldn't change a thing. It was perfect.
Yeah. So, and I think we walked in the house, it was like maybe 20, 25 people there, and then at that point she really thought like, so we acted like it was an engagement party. So in my head, I figured when she walked in the house, I had a huge canvas picture of us. I had masks, customized masks. I had like hearts and stuff. I really thought she gonna know it's a wedding at this point.
No, because if you put the date on a canvas, it's like we're celebrating our engagement day. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I wasn't thinking we're getting married today. Like, you just proposed. I'm not thinking we're getting married again. Yeah. We're going to the courthouse. We're going to the courthouse. So this is just something we can celebrate our family with, and then we'll do our thing later. So yeah.
Yeah. So after we kind of do that and walk through the family and everything, of course they congratulate, look at the ring. That takes like maybe 10 minutes max, really.
It wasn't 10 minutes. It was more like 2. I was not because we walked through.
Okay. So
yeah, it was like 2.
We walked through the house. We did that, and then basically in the room, her what do you call it, bridal room, I guess. In the bridal room, we had set up bridal suite. We had her dress already ready. Heels. The makeup artist came from the photo shoot. She was already at the location waiting on her. We had a videographer in the room to capture every moment. Photographer. Everything was pretty much set up. So once she walked into the room, that's when she realized, like, wow, I'm about to get married today.
Yeah.
And then in the room, I had like a letter that I had wrote out. And the letter basically explained everything, just explained it. Today was her wedding day. It kind of explained really how I got to this decision, how kind of God led me down that path and really walked her through really what's going to happen today. So can't wait till y'all see the video, really see her
see the recap. But I was done. I cried from proposal to like end of the night. I was so excited and so happy because, again, I'm thinking we're doing something small and going to the courthouse. I was okay and like really satisfied with that. I had already made up my mind, like, this is what it's going to be. So knowing he put in so much time, effort, and like dedication into making this day special for me, well, for us essentially, it was, oh my gosh, it was so heartwarming. Like, it was just so thoughtful, and I'm just like, wow, this man loved me. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's so funny that you say it, because it's like the minute you submitted it, like you literally just said, okay, I'm fine, I'm going to the courthouse. That was the minute I wanted to do something better. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was fine going to the courthouse. It was going to save money, time, everything. It would just been more beneficial, like from a financial standpoint. But it's funny, like now I'm thinking about it, the minute you submitted it, told me, that's like, no, I gotta do something more. Yeah. And that's the same way God literally did in our situation. The minute we said, God, we're gonna give you our timeline, we're gonna give you our plans and our vision, he was like, oh wow. Like, y'all submitted, like, I'm gonna give y'all more. And it's funny, like, to really think about it now in my head, like, that's exactly what happened to me when you told me that. So that's
the entire this like testimony in a sense is about submission, like submitting yourself to God and just watching him release the blessing and anointing he has for your life. Like, don't take it for granted. Like, his way is better. Like, his plans are higher than our plans. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Like, he knows the plans he has for us, y'all. So
so I mean, that was really
trust him.
Just trust him. I think that was really most of the day. I mean, after she walked into the room, she pretty much was getting dressed. I had like an hour and a half for her to, you know what I'm saying, get through the motions, get dressed. The makeup artist came and did her makeup over, changed her lip. I mean, it was amazing. She know I love red lip, so she had to put the red on. The dress came out beautiful. I'm sure y'all gonna see the pictures and everything. So yeah, I mean, right after that, we pretty much, I went and got dressed. I had to change her clothes. Our pastor ended up coming to really officiate the wedding and everything. And we pretty much got married right there on the lake. I mean, it was just a beautiful day. I really it's really even hard to put in words unless you was there. I really felt like the presence of God, and God really had his hand on just the situation the whole day. I mean, it was supposed to rain. It's like the skies was just clear. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, beautiful moment. And we were just so excited just to be married. Like, just to finally walk into this. It's been 5 years, y'all.
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, so it's been a little minute, but again, we were not thinking marriage as a graduation, but you know, it was right on time. It's perfect. Yeah. We're happily married now. Today, a weekend? Yeah. So
a couple days in. 1 week.
1 week in. So yeah, we're just awesome. Glad again for all the support, all the love. And for those family and friends that could not come, we want you to realize, if we had a bigger wedding and if it wasn't COVID-19, everyone would have been there.
Everyone.
But we were in someone else's property and they had restrictions that you could not have X amount of people here on my property. I will come shut you down. So don't take it to the heart. If we could, we would have had y'all, everyone there.
Yeah, everyone.
I didn't know about it. So don't come with me.
If you be mad at anybody, be mad at me.
Just kidding. No. Don't be mad at anybody. Just honestly, just take a deep breath. Maybe we'll have something later. We can get everyone together. But again, we cannot really do large numbers right now. So don't think, if you weren't invited or didn't know about it, that we didn't want you there. No, we just couldn't have you there. So again, we apologize for that, but I want you to know we still love y'all, and eventually one day we can get together and celebrate with everyone.
We can always celebrate. We can always celebrate.
It doesn't stop here, so we together forever. I mean, it's real. It's real. Yeah. So stay tuned for everything that's coming forward. And
did you want to answer like any of the questions? Cause you know people got some so the one question most people ask, and I think is, at least that I've seen so far, is like, how did you feel about like just the day? Like, how did you feel not having to plan your own wedding and like?
Oh, great! I was not that girl, that little girl who planned her wedding since she was 5 years old. No, like, of course, I always wanted to be married, but once that time came, I would plan it then, and he knew that about me. So he knew I didn't plan my own wedding or didn't have a desire right now. So him taking the initiative to do so didn't hurt my feelings at all. So honestly, it was stress free. I hear most brides saying, planning my wedding was stressful or it was a lot mentally. And I'm just thankful that I didn't have to go through any of that. Yeah, it was a perfect day. Like I said, I wouldn't change anything. So he did an awesome job. Every detail, everything was great. Well,
yeah,
the vision, So I'm good with that. I'm fine.
I think a lot of people can answer that same question. Like, man, I wonder if she lost a day, or how did you feel about playing the whole thing?
No.
Like,
I'm good. Like I said, I was content with going to the courthouse. So it wasn't even me thinking, okay, let's plan a wedding after the courthouse or anything like that. Like, I was fine with just going to the justice of peace. So, of course, with the way the day played out, I was, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you were thinking we're going to the courthouse.
Yeah, so that was way more than what I've imagined. So it was perfect.
Yeah, and then a lot of questions some people keep asking me is like, was I the one stressed, and how did it feel for me? Like, how was it planning the whole thing? And it's like, I think we had a conversation with somebody else a couple of days ago as well. It's like, I wasn't, because I was just trusting God. Like, every time I even came to a situation where I feel like I didn't know how it's gonna happen, or I was like, God's gonna show up. Like, he already told me. Even I said this at the wedding, like, he told me the date 8/29 way in February, and in my head I kept thinking, why, like, this date is ugly. That's what I was like, the date is ugly. But
my God, you ain't gotta say the date is ugly.
But that's what I said at the time. But it's a beautiful day now. But like I said, he told me 8/29, and I just said, okay, that's the date. And it's at the time, it's kind of funny because during the summer, I already knew Jayla get her clinical date because she's in nursing school right now. And what happens is you don't know what day you're going to get clinicals. It could be on a Saturday or Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, I think, this semester.
Yeah, this semester is pretty wild.
Yeah, so we didn't know. So that was up in the air. So everybody was really worried that basically if she got on clinicals, what was I going to do? Because you can't miss any of those days in nursing school. And it was one of those things I was like, I just have to trust God. He wouldn't give me this date for a reason. He wouldn't let me go all this planning and let me go through with this if he didn't already have like something already waiting for. So I'm just thankful that I just followed God and was obedient. Like, that's all. I know I keep preaching over and over, but that's really all I did in this entire situation. Just be obedient.
That's the key.
Like, from picking the day, from him telling me to pick, even from picking the people, like certain I feel like God.
Photographers and videographers.
Yeah, from the hairstylists. Like, I feel like.
Oh my goodness, perfect. Makeup artists, hairstylists, like. Oh my gosh, y'all, they were so
spirit-led people too. So I think that was God really.
Such a blessing.
I think God really directed me in every single area throughout the entire wedding. Like, no matter it was from the location, from having favor with the first location. I mean, the lady was awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just awesome, genuine
person.
Her
family was awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, it was just phenomenal. Honestly, it was an amazing day, and I wouldn't change one bit of it. Like,
nope.
And so for people who are interested in a surprise wedding. I mean, if God tell you to do it, do it.
Yeah, if you don't. Like, and also know your partner too. Like, if you know your partner wants a big wedding, then let them have that moment.
Yeah.
But again, with us, our situation was different. We had already made plans. We already had our marriage license. So people ask that. How was the surprise wedding? Yeah, we got our marriage license
the week of.
Yeah, that Monday. So it was just a matter of time for me. So,
because you knew our marriage license was good for like 90 days. So I intentionally got it close to the date. So there's no way she would think I would get the marriage license that close. So that was intentional too. Because I knew once I got the marriage license, it was like a 90-day.
Yeah, I also knew that our local courthouse only performs marriages on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm like, going into the weekend, I'm not thinking about us getting married.
Oh yeah, because you gotta be a weekday.
Yeah, and you have to make an appointment too. So I'm like,
oh yeah, we had that appointment either.
So I'm like, just know your spouse or future spouse, and I think that was a beautiful thing too. Like, he knows me so well that every detail I was very pleased with, because he pays attention to detail. He's very thoughtful. So. He did well. You said what?
Oh, no.
Stop. But yeah, so thank y'all again for all the love and support.
We appreciate it. We really
And we're gonna be dropping some more photos soon.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah, until then, the haul's out.
Oh, I like that.